So, ever find yourself trapped in one of those conversations that just feels like pulling teeth? You ask a question, they answer, and then, well, just dead silence.
Oh, yeah. The absolute worst.
Right. Today we are doing a deep dive into the hidden mechanics of small talk, extracting some really fascinating insights from Her Vox Studio's notes. Our mission is to figure out the exact mechanics of keeping things flowing.
So let's unpack this. I like to think of a good conversation as, well, like a game of tennis.
Exactly. I love that analogy. You can't just, catch the ball when it's hit to you.
You actually have to swing back.
Right, because if you just pocket the ball, the game is over immediately. The momentum relies entirely on that continuous back and forth over the net. It's a structural, physical thing as much as a verbal one.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But looking at the mechanics of the initial serve and return, I feel like we're often taught these really rigid scripts early on. Like someone asks how you are and your automatic rehearsed response is just, I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, totally. And that effectively stops the rally before it even starts. It's like dropping the baton in a relay race, right?
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
Because it's a closed loop. The notes we're looking at actually emphasize the need to shift away from those robotic textbook defaults toward phrasing that, actually invites a return volley. Things like, how's it going? Or, I'm doing well, how about you?
I will admit, I've been guilty of missing that return. I'll get asked a question, give this really thorough answer, and then I just will stop.
And then you realize you're basically holding the tennis ball while the other person just stares at you.
Yes. It's so agonizing to experience, but why does that feel so uncomfortable?
Well, what's fascinating here is the underlying psychology. It's not just a breach of etiquette,
Yeah.
Cognitively, the simple act of asking back is the specific social mechanism humans use to signal mutual interest.
Oh, so it proves you care that they're there.
Exactly. When you hit the ball back, you're subconsciously proving to the other person that you value their presence. Without that signal, our brains basically read the interaction as a dead end.
Wow, okay. So, say you've successfully returned that initial serve. How do you keep the ball in the air? Because I always struggle after that first exchange.
Right, the follow through.
Yeah. Like I'll ask a follow-up maybe. What do you do in your free time? They answer, I nod, and then I just ask another question. It quickly starts to feel like I'm a detective interrogating a suspect. What am I missing?
You're missing the reaction.
The reaction.
Yeah, the source highlights this as the most frequently forgotten step in conversational mechanics. Between asking and answering, you have to naturally react to what was just said before serving the next question.
Oh, I see. You mean instead of just moving to the next inquiry on my mental clipboard, I need to actively acknowledge their answer, like adding a little seasoning to the conversation so it's not so bland?
That is exactly it. It can be something as simple as, oh, that's nice, or wow, that sounds intense.
Yeah.
If we look at the bigger picture, reacting is what transforms an interrogation into a reciprocal exchange.
It proves you're actually processing their words.
Right? Not just waiting for your turn to speak. The ultimate goal here is speaking comfort, not flawless execution.
But how do you find that comfort if you're naturally anxious in small talk? Because when I overthink it, my reactions sound completely forced.
You trade it into your muscle memory. The notes actually suggest practicing these exchanges out loud, even in front of a mirror.
Wait, really? A mirror?
I know. It sounds a bit strange. But getting the physical mechanism of asking, answering, and reacting into your body takes the cognitive load off. You stop panicking about what to say next and just naturally play the game.
That is super practical. So for you listening right now, the next time you find yourself stuck in a conversational lull, don't panic. Just lean on the basic mechanics, return the serve, acknowledge the hit.
And give yourself permission to hit the ball into the net occasionally. Confidence only builds through practice.
Yeah, making mistakes is fine.
Completely. Missing a beat is a normal part of finding the rhythm of the game.
It does leave us with a pretty wild thought to mull over, though. If natural human conversation relies so heavily on these predictable formulas, simple questions, and learned reactions, well, could an AI eventually master the rhythm of small talk better than we do?
That is a terrifyingly good question.
Right. Or is there some unteachable human spark hidden in our conversational imperfections? Something for you to think about. Keep practicing that backhand, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.